Hello folks, Paul here with Online Business Pro Solutions. Today we're going to continue building your simple but powerful affiliate marketing campaign using Builderall 5.0 to market Builderall 5.0. Now if you haven't watched parts 1 and 2 yet, please click on the links above and watch those first, then come back to this video. It's important for you to follow along and implement these action steps in sequence. If you haven't signed up yet for your free 14-day trial of Builderall 5.0, no worries. Just click on the link below in the description area and get registered. So in the last video, we added our own personal touches to the homepage, primarily by deleting images that didn't represent our offer and replacing the copy, or if you want to call it content, with our own. Now hopefully you made these modifications right along with me, and you have already or plan to in the very near future make similar changes to the email confirmation and thank you pages. Now, today we're going to wrap up our work with Cheetah Website Builder, at least temporarily. First, we'll tidy up our opt-in form, and then we'll make appropriate changes to the footer, which includes adding 2 very important pages. This may sound intimidating, but I guarantee you it is relatively easy and most definitely painless. Let's jump on in and get started right now. All right, here we are on our home page, and this is starting to look really good. So hopefully you're working right along here with me, and this should be what your home page, or we can call it the squeeze page, looks like. So you can make adjustments at any time. I highly suggest, it's all about action. Just get this done and let's get this out there. That's really what it's all about. You don't have to go crazy making alterations. In fact, that's sometimes often the stumbling block, especially when people are first starting out. They're trying to do everything so perfect, but trust me, I have seen some ad copy, sales letters, content put out by some of the most prolific marketers out there, and it's full of grammatical errors and spellings. It still didn't keep me from buying it because I knew what they had to offer was something that I wanted, needed, and it was going to be good. So mistakes do happen. Don't worry about it. But for now, what we've done so far, we've taken out some images, maybe made a few readjustments. We've changed the ad copy to fit the offer that we're making. And now what we're going to do is look at this form. This is the opt-in form. And this is actually the opt-in form that's tied directly to Mailing Boss 5.0. There are some changes that we can't make because we haven't even gotten into that part yet. And in the very next video, we're going to start working with Mailing Boss, and that's going to be several videos because it's a little more intense actually than with the page builder. But it's so critical because, as I'm sure you've read and studied and been told time and time again, the list is everything. And it's not just the list itself, it's the quality of the list, but it's also how you engage with your list. And Mailing Boss 5.0 is one of the primary ways that you're going to be engaging with your market, with your list. Okay, so what we can't do is set the list right now. We're going to come back and we're going to set the link for the next page, which will be your confirmation email page or email confirmation page. And we'll also work with these fields a little bit. What we can do right now regarding the opt-in form, we can make changes here to this button. Now, personally, I don't suggest that you change out the button itself, but we're going to go in here. You're going to click on that little pen. It says edit the element, and we're going to see over here all the different settings. Now, if you were to close this and click on this, there should be a little one that pops up. So you have multiple options of dealing with it. Doesn't really matter. If you have that open, it'll just be on the side. If you click on that and that's closed up, this is what you're going to see. I would say at this point, I wouldn't change any of the general settings, size, any of those things. You might want to look at the colors. They have this sort of funky color here, and they have a hover background. I'm going to change this. You can click on the color, and then you can make your changes. You can either do this manually by moving closer to the color you like I'm thinking more like yellow, and you could move and adjust it that way. I know the hex number for the color of yellow I like because there's all different shades of yellow. That's FFFF00. There's tons and tons of websites online that are free that'll give you all kinds of information regarding the hex numbers if you want to use those. So that changes the background. I'm going to go ahead and change the hover. Now you're not going to see that here because the hover background color doesn't happen until this is active. But I don't like that orange, so I'm going to change that color. I'm just going to go with that's like a teal blue color. Now, once again, you're not going to see that right here take place. I don't like that border. And so when we come up to border here, you can just eliminate it completely, or you can change the color to white or however you'd like. I'm just going to go ahead and eliminate it. But actually that makes it smaller. So I think I fibbed. I'm going to go ahead and leave that there. I'm just going to change this to make it like a nondescript and change it to white. Okay, there. Now I have a nice bright white yellow. So I don't have to worry about size or anything. The only other thing I would change, I mean, you can change whether it's a round border or how round it is. There's all kinds of things you can do. I wouldn't suggest making any massive changes at this point. Once again, we're trying to keep this as simple as possible. But what we do need to do, we need to change the headline here. So when you click on headline, what shows up is the text, the font size. Also, what the font size is going to be for mobile, and the color. And if there's any icons that are being used. We want to change this right here. I'm just going to change it to get registered now. Now you can change this to click here, hit the button, whatever you want it to say. Get registered now. That's entirely up to you, but you see it changes as we type. I'm also going to increase the font size, not for mobile, but I'm going to change the font size for the desktop version. I'll get that a little bit bigger. You can change the color if you want to. Okay, now when you make these changes, understand that you will eventually, I'm just going to leave everything the way it is right now, but understand that you may end up putting out several of these and doing split tests and seeing what seems to bring the most response. And sometimes it's aesthetic, sometimes it's visual, sometimes it's the ad copy. Sometimes you're actually just sending it to the wrong market. There's so many different things and changes that you can make over time. So all you can do is get it set up the way you want it right now. Reach out to the people that you've come up with a profile of who your ideal audience or market is and give it a shot. See what happens. Okay, so that's really about all we can do with the opt-in form right now. But I want to take a look at it here, just for grins and giggles. It's always good to look and see what does it look like on the mobile. And that's actually pretty good. I don't really think I'd make any changes on that at this point. But understand that you can come in here and you can make changes if things aren't centered right, things are too big, and it will not affect your desktop version. Okay, that's all we're really going to do with the opt-in form itself right now. We will come back after we have completed all of our Mailing Boss work, and we'll put the finishing touches on this so it's ready to get sent out. What we do need to take a look at right now is the footer. All right, we're going to go ahead and tackle the easiest part of this right now. This is pretty simple. You just need to get this changed over into the name of your business. You don't have to own a business per se. It can just be the name of, say, the website that you're using. Like in my case, Online Business Pro Solutions, even though my mother company that I own out of South Dakota is Lone Wolf Enterprises, Inc. Since this whole campaign, everything I'm doing is all related to Online Business Pro Solutions. That's what I'm using. So you can just come in here, just basically double left click. This will open this up for editing. There's a lot of different ways of doing this. The easiest way is just to go ahead and type in whatever it is you want to type in here. I'm going to get rid of that period. In this case, I want to say Online Business Pro Solutions. I'm going to leave the all rights reserved. I'm going to get rid of this 2020 here. So I'm just going to type that over here. I like to have a little bit of space in between everything. And there you go. You know, it's completely changed. In the footer, we do have, there's terms of use and privacy policy. Now, I personally like to use terms and conditions and privacy policy, but these are two things that you have to have on everything that you put out there, because people have a right to know how you're going to protect their privacy, because you are asking them for personal information. And there are terms and conditions and liabilities that every business is involved with. You're also marketing to people, so they need to be aware that you are marketing to them. To protect you and your customers, you need to define your liability, how they can reach out to you, who they need to reach out to. All of those things are terribly important, not just because they're the right thing to do, but they're also based on laws, and those laws change constantly. So for the purpose of what we're doing now, one thing you need to know, and I need to make sure I'm very emphatic about this, you can't just go to someone else's website and copy their terms and conditions and their privacy policies and just insert your information. That actually is a copyright infringement. That is actually illegal. If you do not have permission, you're going to be able to use what I use. I'm giving that to you free. I'm telling you right here, right now in this video that you have the right to use my terms and conditions and my privacy policy. You just need to change out my information, Online Business Pro Solutions, and insert yours. I'll also put that in the description below, and I'll give you links. And then I'd recommend you copy and paste them onto either Google Docs, or if you have Microsoft Word, and then make the changes and then copy and paste from there and put it into your website. And we're going to go through that whole process here in a little bit. But I also recommend that down the road, especially if you're going to take this seriously, I'm going to leave you a link and I'm going to take you to that website in just a moment. It's called iubenda, and they cover all the different types of terms and laws and things that are related to information you need to share with your customers. And the nice thing about iubenda is, for I think it's like $9 a month, they continually update and upgrade all that information for you. Now, let's jump in here right now. I just want to show you this here. Now, if you click on this little gear here, this is where we're going to do the work. You don't have to change this at all if you don't want to. The big thing is going to be building the pages and then putting in the right information and then linking to those pages. And that's what's going to happen here. You would link up here, and we will do that once we have these set up. You'll link to those pages there. But in order to edit this, like I'm going to right now, click on the pen, and then I'm just going to type in terms and conditions. Bam. And save. And see it save. And then you can also, if I want to move this up, if I want to switch them, which I probably will do, I'm just going to switch where they're located. And if you'll notice, they switched down below, which you'll see in a minute. If I move that back down, yeah, that moves again. I'm going to move this back. That's all we're really going to do right now. And you'll see those two are switched. Now what we need to do is we have to go create those two pages. And then once we've done that, we're going to come back here. We're going to set the links. And then that's going to be it for this particular portion. Then we're going to start working with Mailing Boss, create our list, and create our email sequences. And then we're going to come back, do a little wrap up, and you're going to be good to go. So within this 2 weeks trial, you're going to have a decent marketing campaign to market Builderall 5.0. And you'll be able to engage with your customers because you're actually using this now. So you can show them the ropes also. You can do the same thing that I'm doing. You don't necessarily have to make your own videos. You can link them to my videos. You can find other videos through the knowledge base that help them. But either way, you really need to engage. And this is what we're getting ready to set up now. Okay, I guess I fibbed to you a little at the beginning of this video. I think it's best if we pull up the reins now and add a fourth Cheetah website builder video. We've been a little over 10 minutes, going on 15 actually now, and I don't know about you, but I've been conditioned by TikTok, Instagram Reels, and Facebook Stories. I have a hard enough time paying attention for 3 minutes, let alone 10, 15, or 20. So this is seriously important information for you to start making consistent money online. So I need your full attention. Now, if you weren't making alterations to your web pages right along with me, please review the video and make the necessary changes on all 3 pages. Then in the next video, I'll walk you through all the steps necessary to add those 2 additional pages for the terms and conditions and the privacy policy. Now, as always, if you have any questions, please hit me up in the comments section below. And don't forget to subscribe. And of course, I'd love a thumbs up. But definitely do not forget to ring that bell. That way you get notified as soon as I upload my next video. Folks, thank you. It's been a hoot. I'll catch you in the next video.